Hi guys, welcome back to episode DB Cars, and today's episode I'll be showing you guys Shariot Toyota Viz Hybrid. So let's dive straight to this video. Alright then, so here is guys the Toyota Viz Hybrid from Shariot itself. So I'll be running through with you guys the damages for this vehicle there's any before I show you guys the trunk space as well as the interior. So let me just start off with the exterior damages for the vehicle itself, starting out from the front. For the front itself, luckily there's no obvious front damage to the vehicle. Same thing, there's no obvious windscreen chip, which I can observe on the vehicle itself. Moving down to the bottom part of the bumper, which I would like to normally check, which is to check for any scratch at the bottom, and usually you can actually see how the condition of the front bumper is itself. But overall, look not that bad. Let's move on to the passenger side right now. Passenger side also no obvious damage other than the plastic wheel hub being zip tied onto the rim itself, but and also maybe a bit dirty from the side with the previous logo being pasted on and the new logo pasted onto itself. But under the vehicle, in my opinion, looks spotless itself. Let's move on to the rear bumper, which is the main area of damage I have to say. So fortunately it had some hit right here itself, which caused this damage right here, and maybe some more damage right here itself, and you can see maybe the bumper right here is also slightly popping out as well itself. Moving along to the other side, at least this side is not that bad in my opinion itself. But and that, let's move on to the driver's side of the vehicle itself. So driver's side, no obvious damage other than it being a bit dirty from the rain and dust itself, but overall not a bad vehicle in my opinion itself. And that before I show you guys the trunk of the vehicle itself, let me just give you guys some size comparison wise. So yeah, so basically this is the Toyota Viz. It is is even smaller than the Prius C if I remember correctly, because if you look at this look at the side profile of it, in my opinion, at the moment I'm looking at this vehicle itself, it looks very similar to it is definitely slightly smaller than the Prius C or the Toyota Aqua, but in terms of size wise, it looks very similar to, it rivals, I would guess, would be the Mazda 2 hatchback, as well as if you go one size bigger, you could probably compare this to the Honda Fit as well itself. But other than that, let me just show you guys the trunk space. I'll be maybe touching on later on the interior comfort wise for the rear for the Viz and how it compared to the Mazda 2 hatchback, which is mainly its competitors itself. So yeah, alright, to access the trunk of the Viz Hybrid, so you just need to grab the trunk release button right down below the Toyota emblem, press on that and just lift this up, and you'll be greeted with this amount of trunk space itself. Unfortunately, it looks like there's some trash right there and more broken plastic bit, which I have no idea where this came from, neither does this itself. Yeah, no idea. This is basically just been popped up on the back. This, I have no idea where this came from itself. But on that, I'll probably put on screen right now how much trunk space you do get for the vehicle itself. So basically this is how much trunk space you do get. Beneath the trunk, you got some of your tool repairing kit right there, and that's about it itself. So yeah, if you want even more space, you could technically fold down the rear seat by pulling on this thing right here and pushing it forward. Same goes for this side, but unfortunately it kind of be missing this thing right here, which already pop up on that side. So unfortunately, I don't think you're able to have even more cargo space for this vehicle itself, unless, I don't know, you guys manage to figure out how to fold down this side of the rear seat, then good for you itself. If not, then this is how much trunk space you are being limited to itself. If I were to guess, I think you probably could just put one big ass large suitcase in it, and that's about it itself. Other than that, you can't really put anything in it really, unless you want to maybe stack it on top of your existing item itself, then probably you could carry more item. If not, if let's say just the two of you, then you could probably just throw some of your other stuff into the rear of the car itself. So yeah, other than that, that is basically it for this vehicle itself. To closing up, you got this this thing right here which you can pull on it, otherwise you can just grab hold of any other part of the vehicle itself. So yeah, just pull this down and it will just close itself. So yeah, that's about it for the vehicle itself. Now let me just show you guys the rear of the Toyota Viz itself. Alright then, now let's step into the rear of the Toyota Viz Hybrid. So stepping right into the vehicle itself, this is basically what you're being greeted with itself. A very familiarized layout, if you can say, but unfortunately this two front seat has been adjusted to the previous front passenger and driver layout, so it might be a bit cramped in here. But if I were to adjust this according to my driving position wise, I would probably have more room. Let me see if I'm able to. I'm trying to see up a bit. Yeah, that's about it, I would say. So yeah, hold on. Alright, okay, much better. I managed to recline it to probably a more realistic driving sitting position. So if I would guess how tall this person is, I would say I got about a fist of legroom space size on either side. Headroom space size is also not that bad, but if you were to be slightly taller itself, then your headroom space definitely will be compromised already itself. Plus, another issue, if you're slightly taller, you have probably issue getting out of the vehicle, which is one thing you have to avoid, getting in and getting out of the vehicle itself. I can't remember whether the Mazda 2 is still any better, but at least yeah, it's about the legroom space wise for the rear for the Mazda 2 is also if I were to make a guess, it's about the same. So but don't quote me on that itself. So yeah, but and then in the rear you do get some storage pocket right here on either side. You also get a one cup holder right here if you want to put your stuff, then more space right at the bottom itself. So yeah, and that's about it for the rear itself. You do get a window switches right here and your door release handle to get out the vehicle, but unfortunately there's no storage bin right here to put your stuff. If you want to put your stuff, then you have to throw it right there itself. But fortunately this, weirdly enough, does come with a grab. I'm not too sure it does come with that grabby thing at the top, the grab handle or whatever you call it. Either it come included and it was broken off, or it is just standard where you just get a hook right here to hook your stuff onto itself. I could be wrong, I could be correct, but don't quote me on that. And unfortunately you only get a grab handle at the front for a front passenger. The passenger on the side unfortunately doesn't get any, neither does the driver as well. So yeah, that's a downside for this vehicle. In terms of practicality wise, for the rear, I would say the Mazda 2 hatchback is slightly better than the Toyota Viz itself. But let me see how does it feel like to sit in the center itself. Sitting in center is alright, I would suggest, but as you can see, the amount of space left on my left and on my right, I would say I don't really have much. Plus, if I were to have, let's say you were to carry 3 full-grown size adult in the rear, it would definitely be a tight squeeze and you'll be definitely be touching shoulder to shoulder, and it will be a very uncomfortable ride throughout. If let's say it's a long journey, then it'll be very uncomfortable. If it's a short trip, then it won't be any issue itself. But and that is basically it for the rear of the Toyota Viz. Let me just jump to the front of the vehicle right now. And if you're wondering, my leg space wise is dependent on how the front people adjust their seats, so it's not really the best itself. So yeah, plus getting out, one thing you have to take note is not to hit this part right here or hit anything that's here itself. Let's say you're not careful, you probably would hit something that's right here and make topple and spill the rear itself, which is something that you do not want to it to happen itself. So yeah, and if you're wondering, this is how the dashboard of the Viz Hybrid looks like. I'll show you guys more in details in a few moments time when I move to the front of the vehicle itself. But let me just show you how to get out. So getting out is also a small issue where if you are slightly taller, you'll definitely be hitting this part of the car, and maybe you'll be trying to lift your leg up like this, that you can get out itself, which is one issue with this very small compact hatchback itself. So yeah, and let me just show you guys the front of the car right now. Alright then, now let's jump to the front of the Viz Hybrid itself. So stepping right into the car itself, this is basically what you're greeted with itself. Let me just start off with the storage space that comes with the vehicle itself. So basically you got one storage space right here to put your stuff if you want to, another storage space down right below here. Alternatively, you can put more stuff or narrower stuff like maybe your wallet right here or your phone right here if you want to. If not, alternatively, you could also put more stuff right here itself, and you got two cup holder slot right here to put your drinks if you want to. And there's also more slot for a drink at the side of the door card on the driver and passenger side as well itself. And technically, this door card on the side, you could also put other stuff like maybe more junk. If let's say you do not want to put in the glove box, you could put it at the side itself. So yeah, all right, let's move on to the center right now. So center, you got your manual handbrake and more stuff, more storage space to put your stuff itself. So yeah, all right then, let me just talk about the buttons right here. As you guys can see, so basically the buttons right here are very simple and easy to use. You got your traction control button right here, your EV mode button right here if you want to use purely the car's battery, the hybrid battery, for a few moments time, you could do that. You got eco mode button right here if you want to drive more economically, and something which I have no idea what this does, but I think I will figure out it later on or in the comment section down right below itself. So yeah, moving along, you got your gear selectors right here, so with the P, R, N, and D, and you got B mode, which is the regenerative braking function that comes for most of the hybrid cars. So this Viz does have it. So as the first generation Prius C or Prius C or Toyota Aqua itself. So yeah, so basically just slide all the way down and you're able to do, when you lift your foot off the accelerator, it will just go to, it will just basically slow the car down itself without using the brakes itself. If you want to make the car fully stop, then you have to press on the brake itself. So yeah, all right then, moving on top, you got your AC controls right here. You got your fan speed control right here on the left, temperature on your right, the recirculation function right here for the cabin, turn on, turn off AC. This is to control the directional airflow in the cabin, and to turn off the AC itself, and auto climate control right here itself. Moving to the top, you got your infotainment right here, which is aftermarket, which I will not be touching on that. If you want to figure out, if you guys want to know more about it, you can rent this car out. I'll drop the location in the description box below itself. But right beside it, you got your headlight button right here, which is that itself. So yeah, last but not least, got two of your air vents right here, which is also you can just slide it either side to adjust the airflow direction, the direction of airflow going towards you. But other than that, that's about it itself. So yeah, alright then, now let's talk about the wheel itself. The wheel itself, unfortunately, there isn't much to show you guys, because the only thing you can adjust on the steering wheel is this small screen right here, which I'll show you guys later on, as well as your trip function itself. So I'll show you guys more about that later on when I turn on the vehicle. But for time being, let me just show you guys the stock on the left hand side. So basically on the left hand side right here, you got your wiper stock for the front and the rear itself. So basically very simple to use, just all the way down for continuous wiping, and all the way up to stop it, one time up for one side the wipers. And to wash the front windscreen, just need to pull back and you wash the front windscreen. For the rear wiper, it is this knob right here, which you can just twist it towards you or away from you to turn on or turn off the rear wiper itself. Moving on to the right hand side, you've got your indicators as well as your light switch itself. So indicators just down or up for left or right. To activate high beam, just need to push forward. Deactivate high beam, push back again, and to flash your high beam, just push back and you'll flash your high beam itself. So that's about it. And for your light control switch, is this knob right here, so twist it away from you to turn on the lights, or twist it away from you to adjust the respective light control switches itself. Alright, last but not least, you got your start-stop button right here to turn on and turn off the vehicle. You got your mirror control switch right here. So if you want to adjust the left hand side, just twist on the left and you can just adjust with the D-pad thing. Once done, you can just press again and it'll go back to the center. Same goes for the right hand side itself. So once done, just press this again and it'll go back. To fold the mirrors in, just press on this and you'll fold the mirrors in itself. Unfold, just press again itself, which is very simple and easy to understand. Alright, last but not least, you got your window switches right here for your 4 windows. This to lock the vehicle door itself on all 4 sides, and this prevent people from rolling down your windows. And for all 4 sides doors, you got your door release handle to get out of the vehicle itself. So that's about it. Alright, last but not least, you got your sun visor right here with a very nice mirror. Unfortunately, the light comes separately, so you gotta press on the light to turn on or turn off. Same goes for the passenger side as well. And same goes for both visors. You're able to actually swivel it to the left or the right hand side to block the sun coming in from this direction or that direction itself. So yeah, now talking about the light, the left and right hand side I already mentioned, and just turn on manually or turn off manually itself. In the center, when the doors are open for the center light, or even on both lights, you can just flick it the other way around itself. So I'll leave it in the center so the doors are open at the moment. But other than that, let me just turn on the car and show you guys some of the things you saw on this screen itself. So press once for accessory power. Press again for the accessory power to fully start up. Then press again. Sorry, put on the brake and to fully turn on the vehicle itself. So now the vehicle is already turned on, but if you do not know that, well, it's already on itself. So yeah, let me just cycle through this button right here, which you can adjust using this D-pad thing. So you're able to cycle the look through the eco function for the vehicle itself. Unfortunately, it's all in Japanese, so if you guys can't understand, just basically just try a luck on the what you're looking at itself. So yeah, got that. The mileage to empty and your speedo, and that's the sound of the combustion engine turning on. Once done, then you got your trip function right here, which you're able to see your trip A, trip B, and your odometer itself. So basically that itself. There isn't really much to show you guys for this vehicle itself. So yeah, oh yeah, if you want to adjust the clock itself, which is right here, there's these 2 buttons right here which you're able to adjust the vehicle's clock itself. And that's about it for the vehicle itself. Oh yeah, and last but not least, before I end off the video, you also got Type A port and a 12-volt socket outlet right here if you want to. But the main thing I want to tell you guys is to show you guys is the steering wheel. So to adjust the steering wheel itself, there's this lever right down at the bottom. Just pull on that, and the steering wheel will just drop, which you guys just see. Then you can just increase the height of the steering wheel. Unfortunately, you also can pull it away from you, but the towards and away is not really a lot, so it's quite limited itself. Once done, you just lock it in and lock it in position. For the seat itself, to adjust the how forward, how back, it is by this lever right here. The height of the seat is right here itself. So up for higher, down for lower itself, and the angle of the seat right here itself. So just pull on that and lean your back on the seat itself, and you're able to adjust how back or how forward you want the seat to be. Lastly, you got your hood release button right here, and your fuel door right at the bottom itself, and the fuel door is on your left hand side behind the passenger, which is right there itself. So yeah, and that's about it for this video itself. Oh yeah, and lastly, you got another storage space right here to put your stuff itself. So yeah, and that's about it for this video itself. If you guys enjoyed the video itself, do click the subscribe button down right below to see more videos like this, or click subscribe and click see my 2 other videos. And with that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.